Good day, riders. This video is to cover the important topic of, does a mustache make you a better rider? If anyone wants to see that, it's probably a bit too silly. Let me know, I may give it. Welcome to the channel, riders. This video is to cover the topic of to mullet or not to mullet. Key thing to stress, this is not to persuade, merely to inform. Rider preference is everything. If you're shredding a 29er and the 26 wheels, 27.5, keep shredding. I guess this video is for people who are maybe looking at their first bike and wondering to go mullet, or have a full 29er with a flip switch and want to convert to a mullet, or don't have the flip switch and want to go mullet anyway, or for people with a mullet, just for the affirmation that mullet is the right choice. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video.
Oh, track! Oh, that's the gap!
Just to clarify, and I'm sure most riders know this, but the mullet is a bigger front wheel and a slightly smaller rear wheel. That's a 29er at the front, 27.5. You can have mullets with a 26 at the back, 27.5, but I guess this is the more common configuration for most mountain bikes now. For this video, I'll be using footage from when I went to Steel City with my friend Joe. He's got a full 29er, I've got a mullet. And I guess the key thing is we both had lots and lots of fun, and keen to stress that. Didn't matter, still lots and lots of fun. To start with some context, it's been over a year since I converted to the mullet, or the MX setup, and I guess I'm going to start with what was my reluctance. So I think I had a 27.5 all round, then full 29er, then went mullet. So I guess maybe it was inevitable I was going to combine the two. I'm going to start with what was putting me off going mullet, and it was I thought it may create an unbalanced bike, or the lack of symmetry, because obviously the back wheel being smaller, likely to be a bit lighter than the front wheel. And my experience with e-bikes, because I first converted this Trek behind me, it comes stock 29er, and that was the bike I went mullet over a year ago and kind of converted me. And I guess the key thing with e-bikes is they have so much centralized mass due to the motor and the sort of battery, that if you tip the scales a little bit either side of that, I didn't notice it, to be fair. So it doesn't feel unbalanced when you've got like a 20 or 25 kilo sort of half fat or full fat e-bike. If that's kind of putting you off, you won't really notice it. That's the bit I'd say in regard to mullets for e-bikes specifically. When you get to your lighter 15 kilos sort of standard enduro bikes, or lighter sort of trail bikes where they're like 13, 14 kilos now, that's where I guess it may be more noticeable, or more like, but I wouldn't know. I haven't actually ridden a mullet sort of non-e-bike, so I can't comment on that, sorry. If any riders out there have a non-e-bike with a mullet and find it slightly unbalanced, be interesting to hear, because I wouldn't know. This is the flip chip in my frame, one either side, you have to change both. Takes a few minutes with Allen key, really easy. And that then I'm in the high position because I went mullet. I could go mullet and still keep in the low position to then have an even lower, slacker head angle, lower bottom bracket. I haven't actually tried that, and I think I will at some point. I think it's good to experiment. But I adjusted it because the other thing to balance is your bottom bracket going lower, pedal strikes, etc. So yeah, but I really like the way it rides at the moment anyway. when I first tried the bike Mullets, I kind of bought the rear wheel, changed it. Fortunately, I bought one where the cassette could go straight on from the old 29er, and it did feel a bit strange at first. So first thing I would say to anyone who hasn't ridden a Mullet or thinking about buying one and doesn't have much experience, find a way to have a go on one. So if you've got a friend who'll let you have a go, but try and hit a trail, don't just ride it on the flat because it may just feel a bit weird. You've got to actually ride a trail to appreciate something with jumps, a bit of techs and berms, because that's where either make or break whether you kind of enjoy the experience or not. So I would stress do that as a first port of call. Or if you have a 29er, try and get the cheapest rear wheel you can. That's a 27.5, just to give it a go, and then if you don't like it you can sell the wheel because it'll almost be new. Or if you do really like it and you're going to stay Mullet, sell it with your 29er wheel to get a nicer rear wheel in that sense. So that'd be my advice. Make sure you've had a go, because when you change your bike to Mullet from the sort of full 29er, I think it's probably one of the more radical ways to change the handling on a bike compared to adding a bit of travel with forks or things like that. You will notice the difference, and again, you may like it or not, so try it first if you can. What do I like about Mullet? Now I've had it for over a year, I don't see myself going back. It does seem like the best of both worlds, business up front, party out back, or speed up front, steez in the rear. But it's got quite a lot of benefits, I think. Again, on the e-bike, doesn't feel unbalanced, but you get the rolling speed with also the ability to kind of have more agility. Also, I did notice on a full 29er, maybe it's my riding style, keeping the sort of bum over the back a bit much, but I got quite a few buzzers in terms of the back wheel sort of buzzing my bum, and then on the Mullet I still get them every now and then, but it's certainly reduced, so it seems there's a bit more room to maybe maneuver over the back when you're doing tech or jumps and stuff like that, which I like. It doesn't seem any slower to me in terms of the 29er does roll incredibly well, so I think on flats and there probably is a slight overall speed loss. Maybe again, there's things on YouTube and better channels than mine that I've done videos on that, but from a riding perspective, I don't notice any. It doesn't feel a huge amount slower to me in that sense. Certainly for the benefits you gain as well. So that's why I'm personally I like Mullet, and I will probably stick by that. I don't see myself changing, but who knows? Time will tell, and it's good to embrace new riding things and try them out if you can. Hope this has been helpful, riders. Again, Mullet's nothing new, but you're seeing more and more bikes come out, more and more brands have stock bikes that come only in that configuration rather than having different options, or you get the options with the flip switches and everything like that. It's nothing new, but it's obviously here to stay. I've embraced it, but again, whether you do or not is your choice. This is to inform, not to persuade. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video, and whatever wheel size, ride your bike.
Yo!